The time is 9:33 a.m. on Saturday, October 4th, 2025. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Brenda Franco, and I'm the Communications Director with Air Alliance Houston. We're here in Missouri City standing with residents, advocates, and local leaders to demand that the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality deny the Verti Crete concrete batch plant permit. Today's press conference represents the strength and unity of this community. We're joined by a powerful group of voices who have been working tirelessly to protect their neighborhoods and hold decision makers accountable. You'll hear from Dr. Inyang Uwak with Air Alliance Houston, Huma Ahmed from the Fort Bend County's Regulatory Division, the Sullivan family, neighbors directly impacted by the proposed plan, and parents and advocates from Audi International School who are standing in solidarity with this community. Together, these voices represent science, policy, and lived experience, all coming together to say clearly, this community deserves protection from and not pollution. We're grateful to the Sullivan family for opening their home to us today and for their courage in speaking out. This fight is about ensuring that every family in Missouri City and Houston-wide has the right to breathe clean air and live in a safe environment. Thank you for being here and helping us shine a light on the people leading this effort. I'm going to pass the mic to the mayor of Missouri City, who is here with us today.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I'm under the weather a little bit, but I do have a few statements that I want to make. Is the City Council, our City Council of the City of Missouri City, authorized the submission of public comments on this matter on June 2nd, 2025. That being said, the city's position on the location of this plant next to a residential properties is already made public. As you can see, it's right behind us right here. Our City Council authorized the submission of comments to for this project on June 2nd, 2025. Myself, on behalf of the City Council of Missouri City, submitted a request to reconsider the Executive Director of TCEQ decision on this project, submitted a request asking for a contested case hearing on or about June 5th, 2025. But I do want to say something real quick. You know, when you think of City of Missouri City, we definitely want businesses. But the first role of any government is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of its residents, without a doubt. The city could work with developer to identify a more appropriate location, and this is not the best location due to the priorities of homes. We have churches, we have schools, literally within less than 5 miles from this plant where it's supposed to be. To explain some more of the decisions that we've made, I'm going to invite our Mayor Pro Tem of our city, which is a large position one, Sonia Brown Marshall, and then followed by our council member of a large position 2, Lynn Clauser. So without further ado, let me invite our Mayor Pro Tem of the city, Sonia Brown Marshall.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Alacat, for that introduction. Most importantly, our City Council as a whole, we stand together as a team with our staff and with our legal departments to ensure that we find a better location that's more appropriate for this potential concrete batch plant. And furthermore, we also stood in solidarity with our mayor as he submitted additional comments in response to that recommendation from a couple of weeks ago that the city has a vested interest in its health of all of the residents, especially those that will be directly impacted by this potential batch concrete plant, along with the Thurgood Marshall High School, which is so close in direct relations to it as well. The proposed project, it's just located too close in proximity to everything. And for that, we will stand and continue to support in solidarity against this project. Willing to work with them to find a new location, but we've got to get them to come and talk to us first. Next, I'll pass this over to Councilmember Lynn Clauser.
Thank you, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem. I too want to just reiterate the fact that I stand in solidarity with the neighbors in this community against this concrete plant. But not only will this affect the health and the welfare of neighbors, this project will also reduce property values in this area and depress economic development in Missouri City. You bought your homes here, and this is not what you signed up for. So I just wanted to reiterate that. And lastly, I want to say that the city did not receive adequate notice of this proposed project. The project, we didn't receive that. The notification letter was sent to the wrong address. So, again, I just want to state on behalf of the city of Missouri City, our city attorney, our mayor pro tem, and the rest of city council, that neighbors, friends, nearby schools, we do stand in solidarity with you against this project located right over this fence. Thank you.
Thank you so much, representatives of Missouri City. Next, I invite Dr. Ingang Uwak from Airlines Houston.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for showing up this morning to support this cause. We are here to express our concern about yet another concrete batch plant being built in our neighborhood. These facilities continue to be built very close to our homes, schools, and hospitals. They are authorized by the Texas Commission on Environmental Justice to emit PM10, PM2.5, and even smaller particles. Not only are we currently the 8th most polluted city in terms of particulate matter air pollution, according to the American Lung Association's most recent State of the Air report, but several of our regulatory monitors also indicate that we're not in attainment for most of the recent standards for particulate matter pollution. The Texas Health and Safety Code Section 382.058C limits affected person status to only those persons actually residing in a permanent residence within 440 yards of a proposed plant. There are 7 individuals here who live within 440 yards of the facility. And for context, 440 yards is about a quarter of a mile, 0.25 miles, which is just too close for comfort. Due to this close proximity, they all stand the risk of experiencing the negative health impacts associated with long-term exposure to particulate matter pollution. Exposure to these particles harms our health and well-being. Particulate matter has been linked to serious health conditions, including reduced lung development in children, increased risk of asthma, increased risk of bronchitis, maternal and fetal health problems, as well as cancer. And as an epidemiologist, I am especially concerned about the cumulative impacts of this long-term exposure, which may not become evident until several years later. We must take decisive action to protect the most vulnerable members of our community. We urge the TCEQ to prioritize the health and safety of our community over economic gain and deny the permit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ingang Uwak. I'm gonna welcome our parents from the Audi International School to come up and speak. And if I can get the Audi parents to come up next to.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here. And let me start with this. We're not anti-business. We're not anti-infrastructure. Texans build things. That's who we are. But what we're standing here for today is more important than just concrete and roads. It's our families, our freedom, and our future. This is about more than one construction project. It's about how unelected officials at the TCEQ, people we did not elect, and people that we cannot hold accountable, decided that they could change how we live. They approved the massive concrete batch plant just 300 feet away from preschool and daycare. And they did it without giving parents or neighbors a chance to speak up. That's not how Texas works. Freedom includes the right to raise our children in safety, without industrial pollution drifting over their classroom or play areas, because of decisions made behind closed doors. The danger here is real. Dust from these plants contain crystalline silica, which is a group 1 carcinogen. And medical science is clear. Long-term exposure to these increases the chance of cancer, lung disease, and lifelong respiratory problems. And children, especially those under 6, are the most vulnerable, and there is no safe level of exposure for their developing lungs. Adding insult to injury, in their permit application, Weber blurred out the school soccer field and gym and covered the daycare building with a legend box. You can see it in the flyers that were handed off to you guys. This is the very place where babies and toddlers play. And here's the truth. Never before TCEQ in history has a concrete batch plant been approved this close to a preschool. Never. Just any reasonable person, regardless of politics, knows you don't place an industrial facility that emitting carcinogenic dust next to where toddlers learn and babies take their first steps. This fight is bigger than one neighborhood. Across Texas, communities have been blindsided by the same process. Unelected regulators making life-changing decisions with zero accountability. But Texans don't back down from fights that matter. We fight for our families. We fight for our kids. And we fight for the right to breathe clean air in the place we call home. This isn't partisan. It's about people. It's about parents who want their children healthy, communities that deserve a voice, and Texans demanding to be heard. We're calling on TCEQ to do what's right, which is revoke this permit and relocate this plant where no one's health is at risk. Texans deserve nothing less. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would love to, yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
The whole thing?
Yeah, whatever you can, yeah.
No. Buenos días y gracias a todos por estar acá. Voy a empezar con algo importante y es que nosotros no estamos en contra de los negocios, ni la infraestructura, ni el crecimiento de nuestra ciudad. Pero, disculpen. Porque es parte de nuestra cultura, de Texas. Queremos crecimiento, somos un estado de crecimiento. Pero por lo que nos estamos aquí hoy es por algo más importante que las carreteras o el concreto. Estamos aquí por nuestras familias, por nuestra comunidad y por las personas que queremos, por nuestra libertad. Se trata más de solamente un proyecto de construcción. Es acerca de las personas que están a cargo del TCEQ, de la Comisión de Texas, gente que ni siquiera nosotros elegimos, gente en la cual no podemos confiar. Y lastimosamente estos concrete batch plants, las plantas de concreto, ahorita hicieron una planta solamente 300 pies de distancia del colegio y de un daycare, de un jardín escolar. Y así como somos los tejanos, nosotros queremos la salud para nuestros hijos. Nosotros queremos que ellos crezcan en un lugar saludable donde no haya polución y menos tan cerca de ellos. Conocemos que Houston es una ciudad muy llena de polución y tiene muchos problemas de aire, pero no queremos empeorarlo para nuestros niños y para la gente que amamos. Y aquí el problema es real, no es solamente una planta de concreto alrededor de nosotros, sino también el problema que existe con este polvo que saca el concreto. Este polvo contiene algo que se llama sílica. Y este material o este químico Si se llega a meter a los pulmones de los niños puede causar cáncer, problemas de pulmones y problemas respiratorios de por vida. Este problema va mucho más allá de solo un barrio. Se trata de todo el estado, de muchas comunidades que han sido afectadas por este mismo problema. Entonces estamos en este momento pidiéndole a TCEQ que haga lo correcto, que quite el permiso de estas plantas que nos están afectando a todos, a nuestras comunidades, y que muevan estas plantas a lugares donde no van a ser afectadas ninguna persona ni la salud de nadie. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, thank you. I'm going to ask Huma Ahmed to come up and speak, and she'll be introducing Commissioner Prestige.
Hi, everyone. I'm Huma Ahmed. I'm with the Fort Bend County Attorney's Office. We are in the legal battle against this concrete batch plant, but before I begin and explain to you what our office is doing, I wanted to introduce our County Commissioner, Grady Prestige. Commissioner Prestige is the one who first brought this to the attention of our office, and we're very grateful to him for all of his support in the community.
Good morning. Buenos dias. Okay. I want to talk to you in Spanish, but it ain't worth a darn. So, good morning. I'm Grady Prestige. I'm Fort Bend County Commissioner, Precinct 2. I know we're going to have a lot of passionate speeches. We'll have a lot of technical discussions about it. But I want to come in and emphasize the solidarity that we have here in Fort Bend County. Fort Bend County is one big family. And as Missouri City goes, so goes the rest of the county. So long in this part of Texas, things like this have been taken for granted. It was almost just assumed that money talks and that it would happen regardless of what the people say. We've been able to recently fight back, push back, let them know that you just can't do this anywhere. But Fort Bend County is counting on everybody to get together, to band together, to fight these projects so they won't be just routine, okay? They're popping up all over the place. They come across my desk monthly, okay? And we're gonna buckle down and really try to oppose these type of projects. So we stand in solidarity with the city of Missouri City. Their fight is our fight, okay? Okay, so we're gonna stand together. And I want everybody to be encouraged that we can beat this thing back if we stick together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Prestige. So, like I said, my name is Homa Ahmed. I'm the Chief of the Regulatory Division at the Fort Bend County Attorney's Office under the leadership of Bridgette Smith-Lawson. We are standing with the community to fight against this concrete batch plant application. We believe strongly in protecting the lives and clean air, the right to clean air for the residents of this community. This concrete batch plant is an unusual situation. We don't fight every concrete batch plant application that comes into Fort Bend County, but this is an egregious location that they have chosen for this. This is not a normal location. We're standing right now in the backyard of one of the residents who is literally on the fence line. You know, we always hear about not in my backyard. This is literally in the backyard of residents of Fort Bend County. And it's outrageous. This is not where a concrete batch plant should be located. And if it's being located for economic reasons, like the city has explained, there are other locations that they can find. So we, along with other elected officials, the city of Missouri City, our county commissioners, county attorney's office, we've filed comments to the TCEQ to let them know, along with all of the residents, hundreds of comments were filed in this particular case to let TCEQ know that this is not the right location for this concrete batch plant. But they didn't listen. They didn't care about the health effects that are going to happen to the football players who practice outside at Thurgood Marshall High School. That's minutes away. They practice every day out there. They play their football games, the band practices. Buffalo Run Park is minutes away from here. That's where seniors take walks, where children play in playgrounds. And they're literally located yards away from residents, not miles, yards away from residents, within the 440-yard boundary that TCEQ even admits is the boundary line that creates someone to be an affected person. Even TCEQ rules admit that someone that close to a concrete batch plant has a special interest in what's happening because of the health effects that are going to be imposed on them. So I don't want to get into all of the legal arguments that we made. It's 40 pages, and you're welcome to read it. I can send it to you if you want my email address. I'll send it to you. But the two things that I really wanted to note, you've already heard about the public health effects, but this is also about public notice and the right for the community to even be able to oppose this application. So let me tell you what's going on with this. It's crazy because the application, the TCEQ rules require that an application be available to the residents in that community and that it be located at a public location. Well, guess what the applicant did for these residents? They sent it to a private company, a private location, Fort Bend County Chamber of Commerce. That's not a public building. That's not a public location. And when they sent it to them, Fort Bend County Chamber of Commerce said, no, this is not the right location for this application. We don't allow people to come in here and review applications in the manner that this is the requirements for the TCEQ rules. So do not place it here. They said, no, sorry, we've already put it in our application. We're not changing it. So they wrote them a letter. And they said, we're not going to keep it here. This was early June, over a year ago. They didn't respond to the letter. They didn't correct the mistake. And over the next year, over the public comment period, for 6 months later, when the public comment period in December, after the executive director's letter came out, all of the notices, all of the letters continued to state that it's at Fort Bend County Chamber of Commerce. So one of our residents from Fort Bend County tried to go over there to take a look at this application. They told him it's not here. It hasn't been here. This is not where it's located. So that's an outrageous violation of the notice and comment rules that TCEQ even sets for itself. And the executive director needs to make that correction. We can't allow them to just get away with not even providing the community with the application so that they can make the proper concerns known to the commissioners. The second thing that I wanted to say that is outrageous is that even TCEQ, like I said, is noting that there are residents within 440 yards who are affected persons. And just by being that close, you should be considered an affected person who has the right for a contested case hearing. And TCEQ's executive director is saying, no, you're not. You haven't proven that you're actually going to be affected by this. It's literally in their backyard. How can they say they're not going to be affected by this? So that's the second argument that we've been making in our legal responses that, again, if you'd like more details on it, I'd be happy to provide them to you. I don't want to get into all of the specifics because I know 40 pages of legal work is only interesting to an attorney, not to other people. But we are really proud of the community here for standing up against this batch plant. Like the commissioner said, we will continue this fight for as long as it takes to make sure that this does not occur here in Missouri City. As much as we can, whatever we can do to help, we will. We have had success. The county attorney's office has had success recently against another concrete batch plant here in Fort Bend County, so we're praying that the same will happen here. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all of your work.
Thank you, Huma. I'm gonna invite Leticia Gutierrez with Airlines Houston to come to the mic.
Thank you so much. My name is Leticia. I'm the Government Relations Director and Community Outreach for Airlines Houston. I want to first of all thank our local leaders here today. Thank you so much, Mayor and Missouri City, for showing up for community. It really means a lot that our community is standing together with our local elected officials. At the same time, I'm encouraging you to please reach out to your state, local representatives, including the senators. No matter what their party affiliation is, no matter where they stand on other issues, we're gonna have to come together and send a strong message to Austin. These permits are state-issued permits. And unfortunately, this scenario here is playing out across the state. There is a concrete batch plant that popped up next to a brand new park in East Aldine. Fifth Ward has to deal with 8 concrete batch plants within a 2-mile radius. We have numerous amount of community in this region that even the former mayor, our late mayor, Sylvester Turner, had a concrete batch plant that was proposed to pop up down the street from him. So these issues are not new, unfortunately. Audi parents, I know you guys have been doing an amazing job as well as contacting your local officials. We have to come together as a coalition and go to Austin and change laws there. Unfortunately, on a local level, there is no law, there is no ordinance, there's nothing that the county can do. Our Harris County Attorney Menifee has sued TCEQ numerous times to no avail. So I'm just outlining the things that we have going on. We have the research from Air Alliance Houston to back up the tools, the resources. We have our environmental epidemiologist, Dr. Uwak, who has done amazing research to put in your hands, to couple it up with your stories, to go to your state reps and your senator and pull on every single one of them. Go to the Environmental Regs Committee, go to the Natural Resources Committee, and blow up those people that represent us and let them know that we are tired. And of course, let them know that your local officials are also tired. So I just want to make it known that we're building coalitions together to pull in the Audi parents, to pull in Fort Bend, to pull in every single person in this region and form a coalition together and bring in parties from both sides. This is a nonpartisan issue. We're tired of our health being on the chopping block, and enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leticia. And finally, I'm going to invite a resident of the home that we are in today, Allison, and if I can get Allison's parents and family to come up.
Yes, thank you. Thank everyone for joining us today. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, great. So yeah, I'm Allison Sullivan. If you've been getting emails, they're from me. Hi, nice to put names to faces and vice versa. These are my family members. Yes, this is my backyard, and despite it being my backyard, I was not identified as an affected person. So we're working on that, but I'm here to talk about what we can do as a neighborhood going forward. So there's a commissioner meeting on October 8th where this will be an opportunity for the commissioners to decide whether the application moves forward then and there. The best case scenario is they see the arguments made by the county, the city, and all the affected persons, or people who should be affected persons, and they deny the permit. But there's still the option that the commissioners decide that the application starts entirely over, in which case what we need to do as a community is go back to square one. We need to submit comments, we need to make our concerns be heard, sorry. And we need to, those of us who are not identified as affected persons despite being in that 440-yard space, we need to make that argument from day one. So what we need to do from here on out is pay attention and be ready to speak up. And I think that's where I am done speaking. Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. I and Air Alliance Houston and everybody that's present appreciates your time, your effort. We see you, we stand with you in solidarity, and we will continue fighting this fight next to you. Have a great rest of your day, and let's keep the fight going. Thank you.